Okay, so I am answering the questions for the position CAM student assistant. And my first question is, what traits or qualities do you think makes a successful leader? Can you give an example of how you embodied these in the past, or how could you do so in the future? So I believe, as I had the privilege of serving as a leader in multiple positions back when I was at high school and also at UBC in the Jumpstart for the first year students, I believe that as a leader, you should try to make your team your family rather than being a team member. They should feel like they belong to a particular family. This will ensure that they do not just work as a professional. This will also ensure that they will try their level best to make sure that the leader is satisfied. And in order to do that, I believe developing personal relationship with each of your team members and trying to make sure that they're maintaining a perfect balance between professional and personal relationships, and also taking care of them uh, as a mentor, I would say, and guiding them through every process, every step would be very helpful to become a great leader. Apart from that, I also believe that it's also important to respect everyone's boundaries, everyone's choices, opinions while you are serving as a leader. Try to make sure that you're not creating conflicts between your team members. Also, you should be very friendly, very helpful, and always reach out to your team members and create such a connection with them that they're able to come to you and speak to you about any problem or any difficulty they're facing. So these are, I believe, some of the traits and some of the qualities as a leader that one should have. And speaking from my personal experience, what I would say is when I worked as the president of a MUN club of my school, I had the responsibility of dealing with more than 100 students, and it was not an easy job forming that bond with so many people. So what I used to do was I used to try and communicate with all of them on a regular basis so that everyone knows that I am here for them. And whenever they need some help, I am here to guide them, to help them out with whatever they need. And also always keeping that personal space with them, that is cracking some jokes, or like, rather than being being a very strict professional, so that they do not like me just as or do not talk to me just as their boss, or rather talk to me as an individual who's there to help them or to guide them, basically being a mentor rather than being a boss. And the second question, I think, is what are some steps that you take as the leader of a large team to make sure all your staff are welcome and supported? So as I mentioned before, I think I would try to make sure that I get to know them, all of them personally, know what their hobbies are, what they do, what they like, what they do not like, so that I can personally always have that relationship with them. And if it's a large team, then probably might be a difficult job. And an ideal thing to do that is when you try to form small groups within the team, so that the bonding is easier, because when it's a large team, it's sometimes difficult to form that strong bonding. So these are, I think, some of the steps I would take if I am selected as the CAM student assistant for the Gearing Up program. Thank you.